you want to really learn something, do you join the startup? Because the startup, whatever is happening, resources utilization is very good. You learn lots of things because people is very small, so macro management is good.
Hello everyone, and welcome to today's podcast. I'm Ankush from Growjunction, your today's host. And in this series of podcasts, today we have a special guest with us from Paytm, Mr. Vivek Sharma, who is currently working as a senior software engineer. And so let's dive in the and get started with this podcast today. So, good afternoon, sir. So first of all, welcome to this podcast. So can you just introduce yourself like shortly?
Thank you, Ankush. And hi, I'm Vivek Sharma. I'm working with Paytm as a senior software engineer. So I'm in Paytm from last 2.5 year of experience, and total I have around 4.5 year of experience. So this is the small this introduction about myself.
Okay, thank you, sir. So, my first question is how did you get started with this software development career? Like after graduation, how did you start entered into this IT field? What was your first experience of the first job you did in this sector?
Okay. So my experience little interesting. Like is a I passed from a college where I don't think people know. This is like is a tier 3 college or some private college where very limited number of companies came, like is a Wipro, Infosys, TCS. So if it takes time. It is fine now.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So what is happening if I go 5 years back now? So the variety is right now and the variety 5 years ago, it was quite different. So before the 5 year, if you go before 5 years, so if your company, if your college come Wipro, Infosys, TCS, that is the only option. You don't have the off-campus varieties. But right now, if you see, there are multiple varieties. Like I said, you have the offer of Wipro, Infosys, TCS. You can also apply Amazon. You can also apply Amazon Berlin. You can also apply Amazon London. But before 4 year or 5 year, variety was not like that. So in my college around Wipro, Infosys, TCS, Wipro, Infosys, Tech Mahindra came, and I won't get selected. It's my bad luck. So after that, there was not a full campus. There was not any opportunity that you go somewhere and apply. We don't have idea about that. Uh, so, uh, so what was happening that I get one offer from the college. That was a small offer, like is a 1.2 lakhs per year. So this offer is tends to negligible for that. So I never accept that I'm going to join this company because I will made my decision that I will not join this company. Just accept the offer. Let's look into that. Okay. So after that, what will happen? I will come to Bangalore after graduation. So I heard from a couple of people that in Bangalore, people find a job. So if you go to the city like a Bangalore, you get something. So we all the friends who were not selected, we went to the Bangalore. And some of the friends, their joining is late. We all went to the Bangalore, and we start to just search that how it will work. So there are some Facebook pages. So for the investor, they're in the third year or fourth year who don't get a job, so don't get training. There are couples of opportunities right now. So some of the Facebook group in Bangalore, like is a MRA, BGS, they have very good content. Every night they post some jobs content, jobs interviews. Then the tomorrow in this company interview will be there, and this is the package. This is the time you can go there. You can go for the off campus. So all of the off campus. So if we start to search, we start to go. So suddenly, I spent there on more than 4 to 5 years. I rejected more than 150 companies, to be honest. I rejected more than 150 companies. Somewhere I go to the second round, I got rejected. I go to the third round, I got rejected. So it was a very tough time for me. Then suddenly, after 5 months, I get a three job in 1 week. So I got a Mindtree, I got a 9 leads, I also got one startup job. So I have two options. I go with the startup, yeah, I go with the MNC. So some of my seniors, they told that if you want to really learn something, do you join the startup? Because the startup, what was happening, resources utilization is very good. You learn lots of things because people is very small, so macro management is good. So I also feel like that if you go to the small company, So learning is used because you are able to go deep into the development part, infra part. You can interact with the seniors. But if you go to the MNC, everything has a process. You can't come to know that what is the backend engineer do and what the front end engineer do. So a very big separation between all the development, all the department. But I mean, but a startup is not like that. So in the nine leaves, it was I got very good exposure there. There are couples of ITs there and ITs there, very smart minds are there. So I come to know that how industry works, what is the software development. Because in the colleges, we only learn about how to print, how to use the cursor. So come to know how project works and how all these things happen. So Nine is my first company. After that, after 2 years, we start to prepare for those of big merchants like the Paytm, Ola, and Flipkart. So start preparing. And after the couples of interview, I get selected in the Paytm. And from that, I will Paytm.
Okay, so that's a wonderful journey of yours. I think at that time, usually these portals were not available, but this time you can easily find like portals. They are providing job opportunities and posting on internet. So this time it's easily like approachable than
Yes.
that time. Yeah.
So
So
it's a very good message for the people who don't know. For like is for type 3 colleges or some private colleges. If you don't know, that can know from here that you have
yes,
multiple varieties you can find.
yes, sir. This point can surely be picked up by those people. So, sir, this series of like continuing the series, I have another question. Like, how did you prepare for this Paytm interview? Like, you had worked with the earlier company, and how did you prepare for this next interview?
Okay, so see the thing is that if you plan for a big merchant like is a Ola, Paytm, Flipkart, Amazon, then a very you have very good sound knowledge of the data structure and algorithm, because without data structure and algorithm you can't able to create the interviews. Like is a I know if you very good in the project, you know how to make some small project, but if you know the data structure, then you're not able to clear for the SD1. So SD1 around 2.5 year or till 3 year of experience they give SD1, and after that they give you SD2. So for the SD1 at least they take 3 to 4 round, and apart from that uh, around 75% round it's related to the data structure and algorithm. So there are couples of things like is the you should know a stack or queue or array, linked list, dynamic programming. So I started my data structure and algorithm from last year of my college, from the eighth semester, when I don't get job and I try to just find out how I get a job. So from there I start to learn data structure and algorithm. So what was happening, I'm very new that stage. So I was not able to print some small project, small questions like is a print one to end from the recursion. So I was no, so it was very tough question for me. So some of the YouTube channel that time also not very YouTube, not a very big good contents YouTube channel was that time. So very small. So I find some of the resources like Geeks for Geeks is my favorite. So Geeks for Geeks has very good content. Apart from that, some of the YouTube channels I find how I can learn. I clear my basics. So basics is very important. So what is happening? I know you can reverse the linked list, but for which language you are going to choose to reverse the linked list? Because what is happening colleges, some people know C, some people know C++, some know Java, but for the core branches like mechanical branches, electrical branches, some of the colleges they only teach C. So how you know how you start? This is some of the people here in the core branch and want to shift to DS or IT, then you have to choose one language. So what was happening? So in my college, I learned C and I learned Java. So I like Java. So that's why I find out that so let's choose one language as Java and start to do the programming. Because C it was little tough. Like it's a if you go to the double linked list, the pointer is the toughest part of the C language. So that's why it was very painful for me. So that's why I choose Java. Java is no any concept of the pointer, so I choose Java. So so after the choosing the Java language, then I start to clear my basics. So I know the question is how to reverse the linked list, but first come to know how you declare the linked list. So first clear all the basics, like is a how stack works, what is the array, how you declare the stack, what is the 2D array, what is the matrix, what is the 3D matrix. So all this stuff. So first I cleared all the basics. Then I increase my labels. So I start to boost my labels and I start to do the competitive programming. So that time I was not aware about the competitive programming, what competitive programming is. I hear some of the just some of the person who plays in the Google or Amazon. So their interviews was broadcast in the YouTube. So I went through. They told that okay, I do the competitive programming. Then I come to know okay, something is the competitive programming. Then I go check out that what is the lead code, what is the hacker rank, what is the earth code. So I came to that and start to practicing from there. Sometimes I take a subscription of the Geeks for Geeks Premium. So Geeks for Geeks Premium I took after when in my previous company. So it was very helpful for me. And also NPTEL for the person who is in colleges. NPTEL is very good course. If you go to the NPTEL, their content are very boring. To be honest, their content is very boring, but their notes and their assignments are very helpful. So it really helped to boost your data structure algorithm. So I start to follow that way only. So data structure algorithm and start to practice.
Can like relate to your point. I'm myself an engineer, so that pointers is the biggest fear when you start programming in C. So I can totally relate that. And so you mentioned about the lead code. So would you prefer would you prefer the audience to stick with a single platform, or would you suggest to practice them on multiple platforms? And can you name some?
So if you think that you can stick to one platform as well the multiple, it is your call. But see where you get a very good content. So for myself, if I say about myself, then I take a premium subscription of the Algo Expert where I do practice. I also take the premium subscription of Lead Code where I practice. So you can also spread to the Lead Code only, because if you want to want some video support or something else, there are couples of courses are there in the market, like is a Algo Expert. I don't come but it's okay, you can go with that. You can spend around 3,000 to 400 4,000. It is worth it. Apart from the YouTube, there are couples of channels are there where you can go there and they clear the basic. And Lead Code is one platform where you can go and practice. So I mainly prefer Lead Code, and some of the time if I forget some of the favorite questions, I go to the Algo Expert and practice to there.
Okay. So the next question would be, what are the challenges you are facing currently? Like you're working in Paytm, so what are your challenges?
Okay, so in the big merchants, it a very big challenge for the traffic. So like is one part is that how you just handle the traffic, because what is happening if some of the APIs you make and latency is very high, then user experience will be very bad. So let us consider if I give imagine that you use a phone pay, you use a Paytm. If phone pay did a transaction in some millisecond and Paytm do a transaction in 2 minutes, definitely people don't prefer to go to the Paytm. So you have to make a solution where latency should be very low, because right now people want a fast transaction. So one part is that what is happening right now. Right now, the handling the project, that TPS is very high. So if traffic is very high, then what will happen? Let us consider if you have any bug or you left any of the logic, then 5x will be increased a lot. So your system will be gets down. Might be the system, might be the system you own that will get down, but that system may have the dependency with the other team. So other team also suffered. So if you work like a large merchant or some big merchant, then you have to write a code. Then it should be a very precise way. You have to write a code there. No any bug will happen, or if any bug will happen, the QA will find out. And in the production, if anything will happen, it will suffer a lot. So latency is the one thing, and your code should be make like it will handle all the features. No any use cases will be break. So there are two parties major part for the big merchant like is a project.
So these were the most major challenges you need to tackle currently.
Yes.
So, how does a day in a senior software engineer looks like? What are your day-to-day activities? So that would be
Okay.
interesting.
Okay. So I faced one thing in the IT industry. As you grow up, your meetings will be increased.
Yeah.
So when I was as a fresher, then I uh, as Jira was assigned, we only do the work. We report to our seniors. But as I make a senior software engineer, so I interact with the product. I interact with the other teams. I interact with my juniors. So my manager told that, see Vivek, this is a task that we have to pick in this sprint. My TPM told, okay, just give the ETA, but how much ETA it will take? So might be your juniors don't know what the exact work is, or some of the new person who joined your team, you don't know about the project. Some of the infra side, like if you want to change from the infra side, like is a you want to increase the database CPU or data, you want to increase the memory of the staging server. There are couple of challenges are there for the senior software engineer. So we have to interact with the entire one, like the product manager, juniors, other teams. So definitely challenges will be increases if you get promoted.
So, sir, in IT industry, many people think of switching companies. So, like they enter into IT companies in the beginning, and they keep switching. Few people switch companies after 2 years or 3 years, but few people think that they should start switching right away. So, what do you think? Like switching company is a good thing, or one should stick with the one company and work there? And in case if you think like
So,
switching is an option, so how long should a person take to switch a company?
okay. So I don't know about the people's perspective about this point, but as per my point of view, I think that if learning is good, then you can stay there, because what was happening if you switch to the company and learning is not good, then what you will do? So so if I go to my previous company, so in my first company I stay in 2 years, and this company has stay around 2.5 years. So here, what is happening? My learning is very good. So I comes to know about different product, new technologies. I'm handling the very large scale and very high TPS system. So learning is used. So as per my view, I think that money is definitely important part that no one can deny. Okay, but if learning is good, then you can stay for at least 1.5 year or 2 year. Then might be you get very good exposure that no one get in. So in my team there are multiple people from like as a some of the from MTech and some of from very good premium colleges, but they don't get very good hike, or they want to switch to get more money. So I simply say to all of them, see, if learning is good, if you think that I learned here might be in the future company I don't get very good experience, then what you will do? So just try to absorb how much you absorb, and definitely if you want to absorb, it takes around 1 year and at least 1.5 years. So absorb how much you can absorb, then you can move on. So as per my view, I think at least 1.5 year, 2 year, at least people should stay.
So, sir, about switching the companies, are there any challenges people face while switching the companies? Like any major challenges?
During the switching, or why people switch? You're asking about it.
During the switch, I mean, let's say a person has worked for 2 years and he want to switch. So, what challenges he
Mhm.
might face while switching the company?
So, like if you want to switch to the company, then definitely you have to again come to the data structure algorithm part. So
Yeah.
if you are for the SD1, if you are for the SD1 data structure algorithm is okay, you have to work in that. But if you are for SD2, so you have to work on the low level gen also and high level gen also. So like is a uh, data structure algorithm, you have to make it very strong right now. After that, after 3 year or 4 year of experience, because the people who will expect a lot, because mainly in the IT industry, I feel that people from 3 year to 6 year of experience, they have the huge dependency. Entire team is managed by these 3 and 6 year people, guys. Because senior guys, they are busy with the meetings. Junior guys, we can't give too much responsibility to them. So this band is very crucial for any of the team. And we are so for the 0 to 3 year of band, as you have to work with a very good data structure algorithm that already I mentioned there. But after 3 to 6 year, for the SD2 role, low level design and high level design, both you have to work. Then you are able to crack very good companies interview.
So, like in short, one has to have a good command on data structures and algorithm whenever he thinks of switching a company.
Yes,
That's
definitely.
okay. So, so we have major audience like who are about to appear for their interviews or about to switch their companies. So one thing is
Mhm.
data structures and algorithm we have already discussed about. So any other tips or suggestions you would like to give to them about uh, or any skills they should learn before entering or before applying for the IT company interviews?
Okay. So persons, a student who are in colleges, so their section is different. So for the colleges who are in the third year and fourth year, who get a job, this is very good. If you don't get job, try to apply with Amazon or Flipkart or somewhere. Then project is also very important. So what we did in the fourth year, so 7th semester and 8th semester project is very important for the college graduates. Okay, so you don't have, so only you make a very good data structure algorithm, but you're able to crack a good merchant interview, company interview. That is little bit risky here. So please work on the project part also, because that will in the one run, maybe in the one round of the assessment, they will ask you that what did you in the college. Yeah, I know you did data structure algorithm very good, but you have not submitted any of the project and what you did. So project is very important. Is one part comes to here. Okay. Apart from that, some of the basics knowledge you should know. Like let us say you are from electronics and communication branch and you applied for the IT, but might be some of the interview panel come with the electronics and communication branch. Then that time that guy definitely will ask you about how digital communication works,
Yeah.
so how analog signals work. So that they will ask. So please be prepared for that thing, because this thing also happened with me. So I am from electronics and communication branch, and one of the interview in the I get a panel where interviewer is from electronics and communication branch. So he asked me about the digital communication.
Okay, so uh, with computers like with the knowledge of programming and all, you need to have a basic understanding of your core subjects as well. So
Yes, definitely. And also DB part is also very important. Like the MySQL or some of the part. Like if someone asks you that, hey, just give me, you have an employee table and give me the maximum salary of a person, or just show how inner joins work. So data structure algorithm is the one part, project is the other part, and for the data pass part, because if you're going to show yourself, if you're going to sell yourself, then definitely they will ask you from all the region. So data structure, you know how you make a code, but how you make a connectivity with the database. So database is also very important part that you have to work on that.
these were the things like one should focus on before going for a IT interview.
Yes, definitely.
So I think I'm done with the questions. We had a great interaction with Mr. Vivek Sharma, and I would like to thank Mr. Vivek Sharma for being here and share his insights about the IT domain and how to crack the interviews and all. And, I'm sure these tips will help people cracking their interviews. So we'll end here. That's all for
Yeah.
today's podcast. Thank you so much and have a great day.